What's going on? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Gen X Army Vet here with a series of videos from TikTok. My question is, what is going on in the world today? Well, specifically the US. Because we've got people shooting up churches, we got people attacking religious people, we got people now with explosive devices trying to take out churches. Hey, we need to be safe out there. You need to watch y'all's back, stay home if you need to, because it's getting crazy out there. Without further ado, let's get into the video.
The suspect that was arrested outside a D.C. cathedral ahead of a mass marking the start of the Supreme Court's new term.
Police are revealing he had a massive supply of homemade explosives.
Bizarre guy Griff Jenkins joins us live outside Washington with the details. Hey, Griff.
Yeah, good morning, Brian, Ainsley, and Lawrence. What's really frightening about this is that Supreme Court justices were expected to attend this annual Red Mass, which marked the start of a new Supreme Court term and honored the judiciary. A 41-year-old South Jersey man named Louis Jerry arrested on the cathedral's steps with more than 200 homemade explosives. They included Molotov cocktails and vials containing nitromethane, a compound used in the Oklahoma City bombing. Now, court documents show that Jerry threatened to detonate the devices and handed officers writings expressing anger towards the Catholic Church, the Supreme Court justices, members of the Jewish faith, and get this, ICE. When officers told the man they were going to forcibly remove him, the court documents also say that he responded by telling cops, several of your people are going to die from one of these. Now, D.C. police said in a statement, during the arrest, officers observed multiple suspicious items, including vials of liquid and possible fireworks inside of the suspect's tent. The suspect is preliminarily charged with unlawful entry, threats to kidnap or injure a person, in possession of a Molotov cocktail. The investigation is ongoing. Reports say that security threat actually prevented the justices from attending, and now that suspect, Louis Jerry, is being held without bond, facing multiple charges, including possession of a weapon of mass destruction and furtherance of a hate crime.
This dude was planning on doing some damage. It's not funny enough, but I'm like, you can obviously tell he was left because you talk about, ICE and the, Jewish population and some of the judges. Like, what are we coming to as a people? It's like, we just going crashing out. You say, I'm just going to go blow up or do whatever I need to somebody. And then what do? They cower and they end up taking their own lives because they're cowards. But it's a cowardly to do that to a person anyway. Though. Like, why? Why can't you use your words, talk, express your angers or frustration? No, we gotta delete each other just because we don't know how to communicate anymore as a people. Let's see what these comments got to say. Democrats are the cancer of America. I can't leave my glasses as usual. Names of the organization involved. We are all under attack. Happy they found it before anything happened. Emojis, mean emojis. The Dems are out to end us. I believe it because they're losing on all fronts as far as the political front. Think about it. They lost everything. They're the reason why the whole government shutdown is going on. They try to make, come to an agreement, and the Democrats keep shooting it down because they want to, get millions of dollars of money for illegal immigrants. Like, they're not of this country. Send them back. Why are we spending so much money on people who don't even belong here anyway? They just want to make their money and go back to Mexico or wherever they came from. They don't want to stay here.
200 homemade explosives outside a church that was attended by a lot of people. Got caught. But what happens when one of these guys gets away with it? What happens when it's successful?
Oklahoma City bombing, that's what happens.
You can't always say that someone is on one side or the other, because there's been many instances of someone on one side pretending to be on the other side, committing a crime or an atrocity and blaming it on themselves or their own group to give their group the power and the authority to go and wipe out the other group.
How often does that happen, though? Oh, yeah, I'm going to pretend like I'm this so I can go over and do this. I get it when when the Democrats are doing all their protesting and the whole George Floyd riot, and there were possibly some people that was pretending to be, the agitators, hiding amongst them, get people to start doing shit. Then they back off and let them finish. And that's a rumor. We don't know if it's true or not. So what he's talking is, it could be fact, it could be fiction.
It's done in history all the time.
Not really.
So what happens? Where's the carrot? Where's the stick? Why do these events keep happening? And when are they gonna let something actually come to, actually go through all the way? Because they don't keep showing it. They're not gonna, they show it to us before it happens. I say this all the time, and then it happens.
Okay, so how does that explain 9/11 then? That was a tragedy. We were attacked by the Taliban and those guys. Where the hell is the FBI at? They need to join in on the deep cities. All these radical Islams. Okay. This is scary as fuck. God is all. It was your left saying it was a right, but true. I guess. I'm feeling less guilty of being a homebody. That's funny because, that's pretty much the only way we can stay safe these days. Think of all the places where, massive attacks happen, especially shootings, sports events, churches, Walmarts, malls, concerts, movie theaters. I don't even go to a movie theater like that anymore. If I go to a movie theater, especially if it's a new release, then it comes out the Thursday night, I'll go the Friday morning when the movie theater opens up, when I know everybody's at work. I just go in there, maybe me and probably 8 other people. You ain't gonna waste the bomb or the ammunition on 8 people. So I know I'm safe. You go in there, watch your movie, and good to go. And there's no concerts that happen that I really care about anyway, so I can watch this shit on TV. But that's how you stay safe. It's oh, you're trying to avoid everything? Not really. It's just I don't like being around a lot of people anymore like I used to. So it's a way to stay safe.
Man was arrested for having 200 explosive devices on him outside the mass marking the start of the new Supreme Court term. This was at the annual Red Mass ceremony held at the St. Matthew's Cathedral. Louis Jerry touted homemade explosives when officers approached him on the step ahead of the service typically attended by Supreme Court justices to ring in a new term. Devices were found in his front pocket, his backpack as he was carrying on the scene, in addition to a tent encampment he has set up close by. Authorities also found vials of nitromethane, a compound used in explosive devices. Jerry said to have a background in explosives and told officers that the vials were intended to be used as grenades. In addition to that, he was found with Molotov cocktails and modified bottle rockets covered with aluminum foil and treated in a pyrotechnic solution. He even told one of the officers, "Do you want me to throw one out? I'll test one out on the streets. I have 100 plus of them." He later told officers, "Several of your people are going to die from one of these." And
okay, that right there, you said, you want me to toss one out so I can test one of them? I have 100 of these. That means that he was not right in the head. Because if you were actually about that, you ready to crash out, you're not going to go, you're going to keep it a secret. You're not going to go tell, at least, specifically the cops, what you got, what you about to do. So yeah, him saying that lets me know that he was probably, something wasn't right upstairs.
Handed over a 9-page document outlining his disdain for Catholicism, Judaism, Supreme Court justices, and ICE. This is absolutely insane, and this dude is clearly a psychopath. This could have been a very serious event if the police did not stop him. A man was arrested for...
Yeah, but the stuff that they say, the nitromethane, that part, obviously bad. Molotov cocktails, incendiary devices. But the homemade bottle rockets, well, with some type of pyrotechnic solution, I guess it would be bad. But we never know. They caught it. They took care of it. He's arrested. He's in jail. So that's the plus. But it just goes to show that, hey, people are out there. They're willing to crash out because of this, all this going on right now. And I'm getting what I voted for. I know a lot of people on the other side, they're not. They're upset. Oh, well. Somebody's got to win. Somebody's got to lose. I had to suffer 4 years through Biden. So now you get to see what it's like on the opposite side. But all right, it's not funny. But yes, it is. All right, no, it's not. But yeah, that's my thoughts. That's my opinion on it. Let me know your thoughts and comment down below. Like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and catch you next video. Peace.